In the early 2000s, West Haven and Staples looked as if they might collect state championships forever. The Westies, with an all-time coach and a roster of stars, reached back-to-back Class LL finals, winning it all in 2002 on Phil Banks' 40-yard touchdown run to stun Greenwich, but losing to New Britain and its Black Shirts defense 13-0 in the 2003 Class LL final. Despite a few close encounters, it would be another 20 years before West Haven would get another chance. Staples won 3 titles and 5 straight appearances from 2002 to 2006, the last coming to Massac in 2005. But despite plenty of close encounters, the Wreckers haven't won since. Adam Behrens knew virtually none of these things when fate dropped him into Westport from Iowa via IMG Academy in Florida.
Something I was not really for right off the bat when it was broke up, but then the more, I got to know Jake Thal and Ryan Thompson, and seeing that those were the kind of kids that you had in Westport. I know pulling up the first day, seeing how nice and huge the school was, the nice facilities. I slowly started talking to him a little bit and kind of started thinking to myself, I'd be really dumb if I didn't actually vet this opportunity out and at least give it a shot. And so went through it. It ended up definitely being the best decision I could have made at that point.
After posting the program's worst record in nearly 30 years, it didn't take long for the Wreckers to get back on a championship course by avenging heartbreaking losses. Knocked from a playoff spot by Greenwich in 2021, Staples won the game in 2022, but lost to Fairfield Prep by a point in the quarterfinals. With versatile quarterback Caleb Smith returning, the Wreckers were poised as a title contender to start 2023, but they were stunned at home by a surprisingly explosive West Haven squad.
Yeah, we definitely got humbled that first game. Great for our humility. We did not play up to our standard. We thought we were a team we weren't, and we found our identity after that game.
Led by the equally explosive Smith, Max Marullo, and Sam Petrosino, the Wreckers took the setback and ran with it, all the way to the state championship game. Their first since 2011. They've won 11 straight, avenging last year's state quarterfinal loss to Fairfield Prep, and now they get to avenge another loss in the state final.
Being back as a program now it's all awesome. I came in this program. We just came off a 2-8 season, one of the worst seasons of Staples history. COVID year the next year, and just building off of those seniors ahead of me, like Benji Teitelbaum, Nick Armentano, Tyler Clark, Zach Roseme. Now being a senior myself, being in this game, it's also surreal.
It's just really cool to see a group all have a unified goal and not just talk about it, but to show up every morning, show up for all the things we ask them to do, and to give their full effort all the time. It's cool to see just a buy-in, given where it started.
West Haven comes into its first state final in 20 years on a mission to rise above constant setbacks and heartbreak. Led by explosive back Amani Reed and quarterback Jake Conlon, the Westies added transfer Cam Kemp from Hamden and dominated, overcoming losses to North Haven and Fairfield Prep by knocking off defending champion Greenwich in the semifinals.
It was surreal. Still grasping that we got through the semifinal challenge that everybody said we wouldn't get through, and we're finally here.
It feels great. I've been playing with these dudes since Pop Warner. I've lived in West Haven my whole life, so it feels awesome. Like what you said, all the older guys were always mentioning how, we had the 2002 team came out for a game. They were mentioning how we got to get back there. It's been 20 years. My dad, when he was in high school, I think they won 2 state championships in football, so he was always talking about how they used to be so great. So it feels good to finally be back in the state championship.
Now they're hoping to win a title, not just for themselves, but for the town and their coach, Rich Boucher, who's been a part of the program much of his entire life, which was threatened by a long battle with throat cancer over the last few years.
That man is a strong man. He got through a lot of adversity that many people wouldn't. He here every day. He here before the players. He stayed after the players leave, all that. So, that man is a very strong man. I appreciate everything he did. He been here for a long time, and it took him a long time to get back. So I know it'll feel real good in his heart. I know it'll feel good.
Well, I said before, Joe McHugh was one of my idols. He won a state title Tom Hunt was one of my idols. He won a state title. Obviously, you know Eddie McCarthy, what he means to me. He won state titles, plural. So I really want to keep that tradition alive and put my name up there with guys that I've grown up idolizing.
They mean a lot to you.
Mean a very lot to me.
The Westies are also reeling from the loss of sophomore Chris Fildalgo-Pugh, who died unexpectedly just days before the state final. Get ready for an emotional, high-stakes Class LL championship game Saturday night, 5 p.m. at Central Connecticut State's Root Field.